Previously on Paranormasight, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. That's true. When I started the game, I essentially woke up like the start of Danganronpa 2, and Kameda looking down at me. Hey, you really out of it, bro. Then suddenly Kameda turns into a cute girl. He's like, you okay, bro? And I'm like, ah! And now back to Paranormasight. Hello! NicoB! Back for some more Paranormasight, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. When we last left off, we hopped back in time as Shogo decided, you know what, maybe let's not be a big murdering shithead. Managed to snap Yoko out of her weird dazed frenzy, and then pushed her into a cab and wished her the best as we just decided to hang out and try to figure stuff out ourselves. And oh god, we're freaking dead still. Oh, Jesus Christ. Title drop. Now the true game begins. We then hopped over to Haruo Shigema, who is looking into the one responsible for her son's death, after her case has been left cold now for a good amount of time. And oh yeah, she's also acquired the goddamn Burning Man power, where she can just light people up. So, you know, that's helpful. And through a paranoid high school teacher, we learned that the last person to see her son alive was apparently a high school girl. Now, whether she's actually the one responsible for his death, not really sure. However, we also then learned that apparently that girl just recently committed suicide. So, But the guy was worried that she was gonna kill him. So I don't know what's going on exactly there. And it seems we're still a bit too early for this scenario because we've actually been cut off from continuing her story from now. I am kind of curious to see if I managed to predict like a theory for Richter Kai, if that would affect anything. I'm actually just I might poke my head back in there to see if that does anything, or if I can even go back to it. If I can't just pick it right out of the lineup, then it probably means it's nothing too significant, but I am almost wondering that with that moment where I could decide whether like, oh, he was blackmailed by her or he killed her or well, you know, whatever. By the way, you guys did inform me of something, and this was informed by some of you guys in the comments as well as actually my mods themselves. So just so I don't go off too far off the deep end here. So this over here, right? Shogo's death. When we heard that news story at the end there, I was thinking, well, it isn't the exact same as what was said at the beginning of the game. So I thought, well, maybe this is like a different scenario than the one that we were, you know, supposedly spoiled on, right, by the TV at the start of the game. No, it isn't. This is not some kind of crazy parallel universe, other, you know, scenario going on here. No, that was it. That was literally it. So likely it was like a different newscaster or whatever describing the event that happened. I see. Okay. I do think in that instance, I think it would have, from a storytelling perspective, I think it would have been better if they had used the exact same wording that they used at the start of the game for like that same news story to sort of drive that point home. I mean, it's not like a real like, you know, huge thing, but because this is a game that is full of like so many tiny little minute details that are clearly going to be significant. Like, for example, I mean, I happened to stumble across a freaking weird floating light that had nothing to do with anything with what was going on in the side where I was killing everybody, right? I just happened across that, and I didn't get it the first time. So clearly I missed it, but it's not significant enough that I needed to see it. So clearly, you know, small details are important in this game, which is why I think if in this instance, if they want to drive the point home that, oh yeah, this is the same event as the one before, I think they should just have the same newscaster saying the exact same thing, at least in my opinion. And again, that's just, I get that it's realistic, sure, that you'd have another news story covering the issue, but that you could have another news story covering the incident. But I'm just saying from a storytelling perspective, if that's the point you want to drive home, I think it would have been better to do it the other way. Otherwise, completely insane people like myself will just go off on these crazy wild goose chases. God damn it. But anyway, last episode, SJK9000 said, Haruo,
want to help me kill some dudes?
Richter, sorry man, but murder is against my policy.
That's too bad. Oh well.
Okay, you twisted my arm. But instead of murdering people, I'm just going to sit back and watch other innocent people get murdered and do nothing to stop it. And then we're going to extort the killers by threatening to murder them if they don't give us their soul dregs, thereby directly profiting from the murders we didn't commit but allowed to happen.
I don't really see the ethical distinction there, but okay.
I know, right? With very little nudging from her, he really just kind of got on board with this shit, like right away. He was like, okay, we're not killing anybody, we're just gonna let people die. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, you know, that's a fucking loophole I'm okay with. Whatever lets you sleep at night, Richter. Whatever. Fuck the system, right? Don't hate the players, hate the game. That's what I always say. But SJK, thank you so much for your hilariously morbid comment. And it's that reason that you are not just our comment of the day, but our 800th comment of the day. That's right, we've done this shit 800 times? 800 times, think about that. That is 800 separate videos that we've been doing this now. We are almost there, dude. We are almost up to that freaking 1,000. Only 200 more. Then we'll finally hit the quadruple digits. That is really kind of crazy to think about. I realize at this point, I have actually made literally thousands of videos for YouTube, but it still kind of like doesn't like fully sink into my brain. So the fact even just thinking about that, I'm like, we've now been doing the comment of the day thing, which I did already a good ways into my YouTube career, now 800 times, is kind of nutty. But as always, guys, thank you so much for leaving all of these helpful comments, nice comments, funny comments. They've always been a delight to read through. And it's one of the reasons why I love sort of setting my Let's Plays up this way. I feel like you guys are essentially, accompanying me on this journey and also contributing to how the playthrough goes, Like how you guys told me not to get too riled up about Shogo's death, not completely matching up with what was said at the beginning of the game. I don't know, I like to think this little thing, I feel like it does make our channel a bit unique, Because I know a lot of other Let's Play channels generally just, essentially record in bulk and then edit in bulk and just spread the videos out throughout the week. I don't know if as many of them actually go on this, essentially day by day like we do, so.
It makes us special.
All right, another small thing. At the end of last episode, there was a moment where I thought Richter and Harue's comments got mixed up. But no, it was just Richter essentially was repeating what she said. It was when I picked whatever my theory was, right? He was basically repeating what she said to him. Gotcha. Speaking of which, let me go ahead and see real quick. Can I just hop back there? Is that an option? Start from beginning, start from Kamagata Bridge, start from conversation on the bridge. Which one? I guess we'll try this one. The rest of the curse bears it up to. Oh no, this is literally gonna cut me off. Yeah, never mind. Okay, it probably wasn't anything important then. Maybe you get an achievement or something if you guess something right, but you guys just say there is a skip thing. You have to essentially activate auto and then set the speed, I think. All right, so that means we have a choice between Tetsu Tsutsumi and Yako Sakazaki. Seeing as we went through a female last time, I think let's go through a male this time. And honestly, I'll be honest, I actually think this guy right here, this guy on the left here with the fucking pork chops, might be the coolest looking dude in the game. Not gonna lie, I really like his design. He's like an 80s version of Ace. Got the sunglasses and shit. But interesting, I'm assuming then, because I'm controlling him, he was actually the one with the curse stone, which surprised me a bit. I actually thought it was gonna be the younger guy. All right, crime scene investigation. Tetsuo Tsutsumi, Chief Inspector of the Metropolitan Police Department, 1st Investigative Division, is investigating the mysterious death of a fellow officer. He visits the scene of the incident, the former Yasuda Gardens, with his subordinate Jun Erio. All right, here we go. 11 p.m. This is actually even earlier than where the other one started. All right, you guys did also say former Yasuda Gardens. The way the timeline in this game works is a little funky. It's almost like 13 Sentinels in that it's a little not immediately apparent what's going on. So the paths that we're taking here, right, essentially are, because I'm not controlling Shogo, it's essentially assuming that he basically did what we didn't do in the last scenario, where we essentially just allowed him to wake Yoko up. She got in a taxi and then he just dies for some reason, right? We didn't essentially, force him into killing a bunch of people. That's a separate scenario. So, I mean, granted, he still died at the end of that one too, but he's not going to go and kill Haruo and everybody else. Which does sort of mean that it seems unlikely that we're even going to see Shogo in any of these other scenarios. Though I suppose, I don't know, well, actually, no, but we might be able to, because we don't really know what happened in the time frame after he said goodbye to Yoko. But essentially the end point there is still the same. So it seems like every scenario is going to have this is the default path, right? That's just going to happen with characters. And then here's the path where I have now, NicoB, inserted myself into this in some way. I'm almost wondering if perhaps our character here, the person that we name ourselves and whatever, our actual being here, is it potentially either some kind of ghost, right? Some kind of weird metaphysical ghost person, or a mysterious 8 curse bearer, like a secret one. Because they did say that there were actually more stories, but only like 7 of them get like the big focus. Maybe we're like the secret 8th one. Or a 7th one, if there's not already. Have we come across 7 yet? Because we have Shogo, we've got this guy, we've got the girl, we've got Glasses, who's also with another girl. We've got Haruwe, dark person, right? The person that was in the dark. I think there might have been another one though too I think we saw a couple of the ones we didn't see on Shogo's side and Haruwe's side when Richter was describing some people. So anyways, I'm just spitballing here.
Hey, boss. Forensics all done. Crime scene is clean. The other officers have all gone home. It's just us now. The park should be able to open back up tomorrow, like nothing ever happened.
My guy's got a very good pouty face. I doubt I'll get many visitors after everything that's happened.
You'd be surprised. Lots of people love that kind of thing. I bet they'll be lining up to get in. Occult stuff really is popular right now. Did you not know that, boss?
Sounds stupid.
Well, it's not exactly rooted in science, but if ghosts really did exist, we could just ask them who the perp is.
Somehow I doubt it'd be that simple. Actually, so does this guy.
Oh, but you know, I've heard that high school girls are really into this spirit board thing these days.
Oh, is that like the Ouija board? Like Ouija board? Is that right? Yeah, no, it is a Ouija board, right? It's like where you had little glass and it like, tell me, are you sexy? And it's like, yes. Do you have a giant dick? And it moves over to yes. Can I see it? And he's like, no. And you're like, why not? Cause I'm fucking dead. And you're like, oh.
Suppose they can call in spirits and talk to them by using a board with letters on it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
You can try it out yourself if you're so interested.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Let's give it a go sometime, boss.
What now? Stop messing around. You really think we're gonna solve this case by moving a coin across a scrap of paper?
Sounds like you know all about it. We gotta be open-minded. What if that's how police work is gonna be from now on?
Don't make me laugh. Spirit board, yeah. Due to the occult craze, divination has become popular among young boys and girls. All one needs is a coin, a piece of paper with letters and numbers written on it, and some very trustworthy friends that you know will definitely not move the fucking coin. Using these, all one has to do is ask a question of the called upon spirit, and it will move the coin and answer. Oh, I'm calling it right now. We're totally gonna do this on the high school girls side, all right? Calling it right now. It's believed to be a tool that was adopted from Western spiritualism and molded by Japanese occult enthusiasts. Though it's considered a form of divination, the ritualistic nature of its uses can cause self-hypnosis or auto-suggestion, leading to hallucinations or symptoms similar to spirit possession. Many schools banned these spirit boards after there were several cases of students sneaking into the school at night, in addition to stories of people having seizures when using the boards. What the fuck? Listen up, Erio. You can't go blaming the death of your buddy on something like the occult.
I don't care if it was ghosts or the occult or what. Whoever or whatever it was that did this, I'll get them. I promise you that.
Well, you got the right attitude, but we don't even know if this is a murder yet. Bias is weaker in our judgment. Get too fixated on one thing, you just stop seeing everything else. Oh, you know what actually I think I just realized too? So this is before we saw Haruwe. When we start Haruwe's story, right? Which is I think literally right at midnight, she immediately gets the cursed, right? So all of this is happening literally at the stroke of midnight. So yeah, again, nothing's going on here. This guy has no curse stone yet, but when midnight strikes, I'm thinking something's gonna be happening here.
Aye, aye, boss. So now we finished investigating the scene. Let's review what we know.
Now? It's getting late. Figured we'd head straight home from here.
Come on, we gotta go over all the info we gathered. And what better place to do that than here at the scene of the crime? We can soak up the atmosphere.
Soak up the atmosphere? The hell is there to soak up? You must really be into this occult stuff if you get off on being in a place like this.
Wait, you mean being somewhere like this doesn't get your blood pumping? No way.
No. Don't turn this around on me. I'm not the weird one here. Cripes. Fine. Let's get this over with.
Aye, aye, boss.
All right, is there any weird shit? Any weird floating flames or anything? I also just want to say, too, music in this game is really good.
This pond, they say it used to flow into the Sumida River. The river became so polluted they cut it off.
By the way, you guys did also, I actually did see some images of the Sumida River back when it was polluted. Holy fuck, dude, it was bad. Seriously, just look up Sumida River, like, polluted, and it is, holy shit, like, super nasty. Oh my god. Let me think to myself real quick. Got a bad feeling about this case. My gut is rarely wrong. I knew this would be a treacherous case from the moment we were dragged into this.
The former Yasuda Gardens here in Yokoyama Ichime were originally built as part of a daimyo's estate back in the Edo period. The park became city property a number of years ago and underwent extensive renovations. There's not a soul around at this time of night. Quiet doesn't even begin to describe it.
Oh yeah, I gotta keep it out for burps too. Any weird burps? You see burp down here, burp up here, burp everywhere? Not seeing anything. Juno Rayo, a detective in the Metropolitan Police Department, 1st Investigative Division. His rank is sergeant. This is his first time leading a case. It's like he's graduated from rookie to newbie. He looks put together on the outside, but acts like a kid most of the time. Honestly, Force could use more people like him.
So, early in the morning yesterday, a staff member found the victim collapsed here in the park and called the police when they realized he was dead.
Or say he suffered a heart attack, but looks like he's grabbing his other side. And his eyes are all jacked up like Yoko's was, so it's probably a curse, right?
Oh, there were no obvious external wounds. The fact that he was a police officer and the evidence of a struggle means it was likely that this was a murder. The Sumida office sent it over to us since it involved the death of an officer. We were tasked with the investigation. What we need to do is figure out what happened and whether there was foul play involved. And I think that about sums things up. But, boss?
Yeah?
Is this case really important enough to assign to someone from the investigation division? I mean, a friend of mine died, so it's important to me, but...
It's all up to the higher-ups. I'm sure they've got their reasons.
Boss, you know something, don't you?
It'll all become clear in time. Try not to worry about it too much.
Thinking about it, the only thing we know for sure is the identity of the victim. That means there must have been something special about him, right? Maybe he knew something he wasn't supposed to. Some kind of secret or something. Isn't that right?
You're pretty sharp sometimes, you know that? If you picked up on that, you should be able to put the rest together yourself.
Well, it is our duty to get to the bottom of a suspicious death, especially one involving an officer. The victim is Hajime Yoshimi of the Juvenile Division of the Sumida City Community Safety Bureau, 27 years old, single. He mostly dealt with cases involving juveniles and education. His rank was senior police officer.
You knew him well, didn't you? What was he like?
Yes, we were in the academy together. We still went out for drinks together every month or two.
Really now? They were in the academy together, huh? And again, he was also in the academy with Richter Kai, so I'm gonna keep in mind.
He could be a little rowdy, but he was like a big brother to us all. He was kind, cared about his friends. For better or worse, he wasn't the uptight type of cop. The man always showed empathy, and I heard he was popular with the locals for it. He treated each and every troubled kid he met with compassion. He had a great track record when it came to rehabilitation.
Sounds like we lost a good one.
Yes, we did. I truly did. I knew being a cop was dangerous. I knew something like this could happen, but...
It's never easy when it happens for real. I know the feeling.
He didn't seem to care much about climbing the ranks, but he was at the top of our class. Only problem was that he took on so much. He had the most unfinished paperwork too. I always felt we need an unusual guy like him help us solve all our unusual cases.
Hajime Yoshimi. Hajime was a police officer with the Sumida City Community Safety Bureau and was primarily responsible for juvenile and education cases. He held the rank of head patrol officer and entered the force at the same time as Jun Erio. Hajime was found dead under mysterious circumstances at the former Yasuda Gardens early in the morning yesterday. Once a rebellious gang member himself, Yoshimi turned his life around and used his own experiences to connect with troubled youth as a police officer. While his appearance and demeanor suggested a man who was rough and around the edges, he was a passionate, loyal, and caring man at heart, looked up to as a big brother by his peers. Yoshimi achieved stellar results in his work with juvenile cases, but his consistently sloppy paperwork and less than formal attitude essentially doomed his career and had him writing formal apologies on the regular. He left behind a fiancée whom he had been dating since high school. Really now? Okay. Don't worry. You're plenty unusual yourself.
Me? I was the most normal of my classmates. Besides, the real weirdo among us quit the academy a long time ago.
That's gonna be Richter, right? There was one even weirder than you? Yeah.
Hajime was quite the bad boy in school, apparently. He ended up with the police a lot. He said the officer in charge was good to him, helped him get back on track.
And just like I really gotta applaud this game is actually these dynamic camera angles and stuff. Like each character has like, you know, a few different portraits and stuff, and that's nice. But they're doing like these things with the camera here, right? Where it's panning to the side and zooming in and out. And it's actually really effective at like, you know, setting the mood for a scene and also giving it some variety. So you're not staring at like the same, you know, just occasionally moving portraits all the time. It's really very effective.
The reason he wanted to become a cop was to pay his kindness forward. Said it was the first time he ever took his studies seriously.
That's a good story. Love that kind of thing. Makes me want to have a drink in his honor.
Please don't make fun of my dead friend.
Hey, I said in his honor. You should aspire to become the kind of cop people miss when they die in the field.
You say it like it's a sure thing I'll die. Besides, if I end up biting it, I'm sure you'll be the one who misses me most, boss.
Yeah.
Come on, don't be like that. You'll hurt morale.
Well, I guess how much I'll miss you depends on how this investigation goes.
I can already see it. Erio, no! Why'd you have to go and get yourself killed?
I have no idea what's going on in that head of yours.
Yeah, that'll be a sight to see. I can't wait.
You can't wait for your own death. Get it together, kid. Sheesh, you really are something.
Thank you?
Not a compliment! What about the victim's family?
The Yoshimi family is from Kita Senju in Adachi City, but Hajime's parents died a long time ago. He lived there all alone, no siblings or anything. I went to his house a few times for drinks. I was surprised. It's this huge, old-looking place. Like, you know, the kind of place that seems super haunted.
And he lived there alone.
It looked like the home of an old noble family. It was hard to imagine him being such a delinquent living in a house like that.
There's that bias I was talking about. If he's from an old family, I'm sure things were complicated.
That's a bias too. He never talked about any of that, even when we were drunk. So I don't know much about it. Oh, one more thing.
Yeah?
Hajime was engaged. He'd been seeing his fiancée ever since they were in school, over 10 years. They just started talking about getting married. What was her name again? He showed me a picture once. She was a beautiful woman.
That's so. Terrible for her. But she may know if there's been anything going on with him lately. We should speak to her.
Yeah, his fiancée may have been his only confidant. I'm sure someone at the Sumida Police Department has already contacted her. I'll look into it tomorrow.
Wonder if it's gonna be like somebody we've seen or something up to this point.
Ooh.
What if? I'm like trying to think, who have we seen? What females have we seen up to this point? What if it's that girl that was with the glasses guy? What if? That's just a complete shot in the dark, based on absolutely nothing. But just the fact that we are like, we don't know who it is, and we're like, sort of, like, it seems like they're setting it up for like a reveal of some kind.
Hey boss. I looked into the case that Hajime was running.
Oh, great. That's the kind of stuff I want to know. What was Hajime working on the day he died?
Well, according to his report from the day before, he had 2 cases involving juveniles.
Uh-huh.
The first was the suicide of a girl who jumped off a building in Kamizawa last week. Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
Okay. All right. So this is supposedly the girl that was the last to see Haruo's son alive, I'm assuming. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Oh, hey, we see it now.
Girl's name was Michio Surashi. She was a second-year student at Kamagata High School. But it seems as though Hajime had contact with her even before this incident.
So she'd been in trouble for some time.
That's the thing. About a month ago, he happened to see her walking around town. She looked upset, so he struck up a conversation with her. He was sure there was something bothering her, but she wouldn't tell him what.
Must have been trouble at home.
That's what he thought too. It seems he visited her home and spoke to her parents, but they said there was no problem, so there was nothing else he could do. And now she's dead.
It's possible he could have prevented her suicide then.
He must have been devastated. And that's why he was looking into this Michio Shirashi again. He must have thought that something terrible had happened that drove her to end her life. But ultimately, he never reported the findings of his investigation.
I see. And you're thinking that it may have had something to do with his death. We'll have to find out what it is Hajime discovered.
Right. Let's check with the Sumida Police Department about that tomorrow too.
We fucking survived till tomorrow. And what was the other case he was working?
This one is also related to a Kamagata High student. A troublemaker named Hitomi Okuda. She seems to be the leader of a group of kids who get up to no good.
Juvenile delinquency. Fun.
She's pretty bad for a while. Multiple charges of destruction of property, assault and battery, you name it.
Damn, she looks kind of buff from the back.
Hajime had been working with her for about 6 months, and she was finally starting to open up. And then, he met with the girl the day he died.
Well, every school's got its problems. But I'm sure he'd be worried about how she'd get on without him.
Right. Just when she finally found an adult she could trust. She might act out without someone to help her get through this.
We'll have to make sure the Sumida Community Safety Bureau does the job. But... we can't rule out the possibility that meeting with this delinquent girl had something to do with his death. Then we'll have to interview her, too.
Ah, yes, you're right. She may have been the last person to seem alive, after all. I'll ask Sumida to introduce us tomorrow. Though, who knows if they'll actually let us talk with her.
That's what we hired you for. Lay a little boyish charm on them if they need convincing.
Ah, yeah, I'm sure they prefer me over a scary-looking old man like you, boss.
Watch it. I'm still your superior. You ought to act like you respect me at least.
Oh, I thought I was.
You were? Shit. That's just how your generation speaks. You really are a new breed.
It's probably just me, actually.
Ah, well, don't think you can get away with that with other people.
So, anyways, boss.
Were you even listening?
We got quite a bit to look into tomorrow. First, the 2 Kamagata High School cases that Hajime was handling. And we need to speak with his fiancée as well. I believe that's it for tomorrow.
Okay, case notes regarding the death of Hajime Yoshimi, officer with the Sumida Police. 1. Body found in former Yasuda Gardens. Estimated time of death, 2 days prior at approximately 11 a.m. Cause of death, acute heart failure, causes unknown. Okay, it looked like he was grabbing the other side of his chest, but all right. Signs of a struggle found at the scene, efforts to locate witnesses underway. Body discovered by groundskeeper. Currently investigating the fiancé of the deceased and 2 female students from Kamagata High School that the deceased had contact with as persons of interest. Okay. About the cause of death. Sounds like this really does sound like some fucking Death Note shit, doesn't it? I mean, granted, it has to do with literally curses, so, but it's just so like, I don't know, get it. We gotta go fucking killing everybody to get the goddamn soul dregs. Shogo was going full light Yagami at one point. Got over that shit like real fast.
As for the cause of death, we won't know until the autopsy's done. From what we've seen though, it appeared to be some kind of acute heart failure. But since he had no record of chronic illness and had no visible wounds, it's possible that poison or drugs could have been involved.
Dying in the middle of the park like that certainly seems suspicious.
We found signs of a struggle at the scene, as well as footprints belonging to an unidentified individual. We got people trying to identify those prints.
If we can find who they belong to, we might be able to figure this whole thing out.
Yes, wouldn't that be nice if that were the end of it? The only things Hajime had on him were his badge and his wallet in his pockets.
So we're gonna rule out a mugging. Though there probably aren't many people who'd think to try to mugging a cop as big as him.
I've also heard that Hajime got into a fair few fights in his younger days. He started judo once he became an officer and rose up the ranks quickly.
Sounds like the perp would have had to have been pretty strong to take on Hajime.
The time of death was around 11 p.m. 2 days ago, outside of the park's operating hours, of course. His body was found early in the morning yesterday.
11 p.m., the day before yesterday. What was Hajime doing out here at that time in the first place?
That's the question, isn't it? The entrance to the park is closed after hours, but it's a small gate that'd be fairly easy for him to get through if you really wanted to. That would, of course, be breaking and entering, but what do you think, boss?
Someone called him here. He came here to hide something. After hours coming in here, someone would have called him here or came to hide something. I guess someone called him here. So I don't imagine a cop like Hajime would trespass for no reason. And since it seems like someone else was here with him, could they have called him here?
Oh, that does seem likely.
They must have been talking about something pretty sensitive to come here in the middle of the night. So Hajime met someone here to discuss something in secret.
And then they got into a fight?
No, that wouldn't match the cause of death. There were no wounds on the body that would indicate a spontaneous scuffle. The perp must have planned something.
Then you think it was meditated? That would mean they called Hajime to the park with the intent to kill him?
Well, there's still the possibility it was just some kind of accident. Maybe the perp tried to threaten Hajime and things went south from there. We should be able to get a clearer picture once we know exactly what killed him.
Right.
About Tsutsumi.
But either way, I'm so glad you're back in the First Division, boss. I've always admired your work. You were like a god to me. You were the whole reason I became a detective in the first place.
Ah, yeah. About that. People have been saying that ever since you first entered the academy, but...
Yes, that's because it's true. I couldn't believe you got transferred out of the first just as I was assigned to it. So getting to work a case like this now, just the two of us, is a dream come true.
Happy as I am to hear that, well, how should I put it?
What is it?
If that's true, I'm not sure you've been showing me the appropriate amount of respect.
Huh? But I do respect you. Don't tell me you're going senile, boss.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. When you run your mouth like that.
It's getting late. You must be sleepy. Don't worry, boss. I'll make sure we get out of here soon.
Yeah, I get it.
I've been wowed by your shrewd detecting abilities all day today.
Oh, really? Funny. I've been wowed by you too.
On the topics of family, what's yours like, boss?
What's wrong with you? Prying into my personal life all of a sudden?
It's just, I've never heard you talk about them or anything. Oh, are you single?
Shut it. That's none of your business.
Well, ever since I joined the force, I've been thinking. The department really pressures young officers to get married. Wonder why that is. You don't say anything like that, though.
How should I know? I caved to the pressure myself and got married 20-some years ago.
Huh? So then...
God, you're relentless. She took our daughter and left 4 years ago. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can't believe she'd give up a guy like you.
I was never home much. Too focused on work. I come home late only to get called right back out again. Plus, being a cop is dangerous work. I don't blame her for getting fed up with it all.
How sad, especially when you're out here putting your life on the line. Oh, is that why you transferred out of the first?
It was already too late by then. You better be careful, Erio.
You say that, but there's not much I can do, is there? That's the nature of our job. There aren't many who can really understand it, not unless they're involved with police work themselves, or related to someone who is. But wait, you have a daughter, boss?
You really think I want to talk about her after all that? Have some sense.
Come on, I promise I don't mean this the way it sounds, but how old is she?
Jeez, you don't know when to quit, do you? At least try not to look so intrigued. She's a bit rough around the edges. I think most men are intimidated by her. Last I heard, she's living by herself and going to college.
Wow, a college student. Men love an educated lady.
Stop that! What kind of cop are you, making baseless assumptions like that?
She's living on her own though, huh? You must worry about her.
Worry? I don't even know where she lives.
Oh, so she hasn't told you? Probably because she knows you'd follow her around everywhere.
I would not? I don't think.
Come on now, we both know that's not true.
Listen here.
You may look like a mean old man, but you sure have a soft side.
What? Is that supposed to be a compliment? Yeah, I can't keep up with you. We're done talking about this.
No, we're not. Oh, that reminds me. If he got married 20 years ago, it must have been right around the Nejima murder.
Oh shit, here we go again. We're bringing this up again, huh? You know your history. Yeah, that happened a year or two after our wedding.
You were the one who arrested the killer, weren't you? We studied that case at the academy. I was only in elementary school at the time, but I still remember people talking about some dangerous criminal getting arrested.
All that was just cracking the case, finding the guy. It was all just happenstance. I'd really rather not think about it. It was a disturbing case. Did it not make your skin crawl when you learned about it at the academy?
It did. We were all terrified.
Sounds about right. No one could believe that such a mild-mannered man could have committed such a terrible murder. If we had overlooked one little thing, we'd never have caught him at all.
I think I remember hearing there was only one charge brought up against him in the end.
That's right. We didn't have the evidence. I knew there was no way such a meticulously planned crime could have been their first, but we may have stuck Fumichika and Nejima in a cell, but it was no victory. He always had the upper hand. And all the damage he did to everyone involved, especially the victim's classmates. It's already been 20 years, huh? God damn it. Just why I try not to think about it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and the person that found the hand was Harue. That essentially solved the case, right? About the occult.
So all this cult stuff, have you heard about it, boss?
What are you talking about?
This rite of resurrection thing that everyone's talking about.
No, not you two. I've been hearing about that shit everywhere.
Oh, you have? That's surprising.
Who cares what people are talking about? It's got nothing to do with our job.
But don't you think the occult stuff with this case feels, I don't know, realer somehow? The whole thing started right here in Honjo, in Sumida City. So I thought that maybe...
Cut it out. Nothing good could come of getting involved with that rite of whatever, that record of fates.
Sounds like you know all about it. Boss, are you secretly into the occult?
Stop that! Seriously, this isn't a joke. I get why you'd be intrigued by something called the Rite of Resurrection after a buddy of yours died, but bringing the dead back to life, that's the stuff of fantasy. It's not real. So don't go hoping for miracles. Got it? But interesting enough, he seems like he's the one that has he gets the curse stone, right? Seemingly? Okay, I think we're done talking. So now what? Huh. I don't see anything. We already talked about all of our conversations there. Oh, here we go. Scene.
This is where the victim was found. It's clean now. It almost feels like nothing happened here at all. But once an incident like this has come to pass, there's no going back. Not that knowing that is any consolation. Well, boss, I think that about does it.
All right, let's call it for tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow. Whoa. Oh, God. What is that?
Huh? Boss? What's wrong? You tell me you're going senile.
Damn it. It was that case all along.
Boss? What is it? Is there something over there?
Ah! Such deep sorrow, resentful memories flowing into my mind. Hung up forever in eternal darkness. Kill them. Kill them. Those who spread lies. Kill them all. You have acquired the power of the curse stone, the Evergreen Beach. You can use it to kill those who intentionally try to mislead you. Really now? I love how everyone's like is unique, right? And like has like a stipulation to it. Like some fucking Hunter x Hunter Nen bullshit. It's so cool. So interesting. So the Evergreen Beach is the story of like how did this tree ever become like a story to begin with, right? Yeah. We talked about this one before. People say a strange part of this legend is the fact that it became a legend at all. Kills by hanging one who tries to mislead the curse bearer with false statements. Which is good for a cop, right? He deceived us with this so-called rite of resurrection. The man who tricked the people with his false dark arts swings from a rope. They thought the man had escaped the previous night, but oddly enough, he was found hanging in the garden of the daimyo's mansion that morning. The man, a local named Jinkichi, was known for his kind temperament and skill in crafting Natsuke clasp. While his life wasn't always easy, he was optimistic, the type to smile through whatever life threw at him. He was the kind of man who would take care of those who didn't have anyone else to rely on. The prosperity that the ukiyo-e boom brought must have been what fanned the flames of his greed. The old craftsman was found in a miserable state as if sentenced to some cruel fate. Perhaps he ended his own life, unable to bear the weight of his crime. But dead men tell no tales, and the people thought of him as a bad man even in death. He hung there for days, till his neck stretched horrifically, a vestige of pain still etched on his face. It was clear he must have struggled greatly as he died, his flesh marked with dark scars with a rope wrapped around his whole body. The beech tree's leaves do not fall, and neither did the man's body hanging from it, as the mansion's owner was not at home. Another unfortunate event. The people held their tongues, fearing divine punishment, but the rumors persisted nonetheless. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So this is why. So essentially, rumors about this tree, right? Something about this tree spread, but no one said what it was. But just the rumors of that tree spread around, but people were like, well, there's something up with the tree. So this is where it came from. Wow. That's actually kind of cool. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now, kill. Can you hear it, curse bearer? You who so strongly desires the right. Does he now? Kill them. Interesting. So Haru's desire was so strong that she like really kind of went gung-ho. And that's why Shogo was so like it seems like anyone who gets cursed here, right? Like I think that's why Shogo got over it so quickly was that, and seemingly was also, okay with just killing random people, was that he was affected by the curse. Like his judgment was too. Even for this girl that he didn't know that well, but he was clearly into, right? So I'm kind of curious to see too, potentially a change in temperament to Sakumi here. Because he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would do this at all. Boss! Boss!
Boss, what's the matter? Don't tell me you really went senile.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm fine. Erio.
Yes?
I have some bad news.
Oh no, your senility is kicking in, isn't it?
No, we've got a bit of trouble on our hands. Looks like we'll be working this some overtime. We're not going home tonight.
Interesting. So he said it is that case. So it seems like he was already aware of this whole curse shit, right? Seeming like this was maybe the same thing that happened back in the Nejima murders, potentially? Huh? What are you talking about?
Dude, this is just so good, man. The writing in this game is on point.
The hunt for the curse bearers.
Yeah, so he's aware of this shit, right?
I wonder if he also was a curse bearer in the past before as well. I don't know. I'm curious to see what he says here. Tsutsumi and Jun are sorting through the facts of the scene of Officer Hajime's Yoshimi's mysterious death. Tsutsumi denies the existence of the rite of resurrection until the cursed echo of the evergreen beach appears before them. 12 a.m. Okay, so let me get this straight, boss. The rite of resurrection really exists? And to use it, you have to kill people using the power of curses from the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. And the curse you have is from the story of the Evergreen Beach. That's told in this area? Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. You're quick on the uptake.
You weren't your usual silly self when you were explaining, so I knew you were telling the truth.
I'm never silly.
The only thing I have trouble believing is that you're taking this occult stuff seriously now. I mean, talk about paranormal. I thought you didn't believe in any of that.
It's not that I don't believe in it. My familiarity with it is why I try not to get too close.
Are you just being a sore loser? Not used to admitting you were wrong?
Oh, shut up and listen to me. No point in trying to hide things anymore. We won't get anywhere if you don't understand this, so listen up. Please, just listen.
You don't have to keep saying it. I'm listening.
We don't have time to waste. We'll talk as we walk.
Hey, wait for me, boss! Woo, got some beats. Ryogoku Bridge. Ooh, jazzy. Sorry, I just want to double check one thing. You're telling the truth, right? This isn't a side effect of your senility?
It's the truth. Not like I can prove it, though. Oh, cool. Cool angle. I'm gonna think to myself. Revealing the existence of a secret apartment is against the rules, even to a fellow cop.
Ooh, secret apartment.
But this is an emergency. I need his help. I'll tell him. He's not stupid, but he sure can be slow sometimes. Though I think that positivity of his may come in handy at some point. Oh, also, are there any birds? You gotta keep an eye out for the birds. I see no birds.
Ooh, this music is bumping, baby.
I'm sure you already know this, but this is all top secret. No sharing it with anyone.
Right. You can trust me not to. But no, I just can't believe it. I'd heard rumors that you used to be a member of a secret division attached to the Security Bureau. I can't believe we actually have a department called Paranormal Affairs.
Oh, wow, really? So, this is so cool. I feel like I'm playing through a really good anime right now. Yeah, I'm sure it comes as a shock. I couldn't believe it myself. I thought the higher-ups were messing with me. Really had me worried for a while there.
No, this is incredible. That's the whole reason I became a cop. I was always fascinated by secret agencies and stuff.
You serious?
But thinking about it, it totally makes sense. If curses spirits really do exist, then of course we need a special department to protect citizens from them.
You seem a bit too eager to believe all this. And hang on, I thought you joined up because of me.
Come on, boss. Do you only have one favorite food? You can like more than one thing.
Yeah, whatever. In any case, the official stance is that the supernatural doesn't exist, so Paranormal Affairs operates in secret. Still not sure why they stuck me there. Those 4 years, I worked on nothing but cases involving the supernatural.
Paranormal Affairs Bureau. Although officially called the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Security Division Special Security Unit, Paranormal Affairs Bureau, it is more commonly referred to as the Paranormal Affairs. Only a handful of people know of its existence, even within the police force. As the name suggests, it specializes in the investigation and resolution of cases involving paranormal phenomena. Since the existence of paranormal phenomena is not public knowledge, nor is it readily believed by the general population, the Bureau's activities are conducted in utmost secrecy. Currently, there are only 5 members, including the chief. The Bureau has a network of psychic contacts across the country who assist with their cases, including Mio Kurosuzu. The Bureau undertakes investigations into any suspicious stories that cross their desk, though the vast majority turn out to be hoaxes. Due to the sheer volume of cases, closed-lipped, experienced detectives without paranormal abilities of their own, such as Tetsuo Tsutsumi, are sometimes assigned to investigate.
Oh, interesting. Without any paranormal abilities? Until now.
The current chief of Paranormal Affairs is a man named Koiru Nakagashi. He was born to a family of psychics who have been involved in keeping the world safe from paranormal phenomena for generations, and has served as Mio Kurosuzu's mentor since discovering her. Koiru is an elusive figure. Very few have met him in person, and he's rarely seen in the office. They said this is because he has often been the target of curses. However, some theorize that it is in fact because Koiru is not actually a flesh and blood at all. His seat in his office is usually occupied by a Nu, a legendary creature found in Japanese folklore. The Nu resembles an ordinary white thrush and acts as a Koiru's messenger, leading to bizarre scenes of police officers earnestly reporting their findings to a bird. The term Nakagashi's case serves as a code name used to refer to cases under the investigation by Paranormal Affairs.
There's the bird thing again. More burps.
All right, Jun Erio. Jun encountered a curse echo while investigating the mysterious death of his colleague, Hajime Yoshimi, in the former Yasuda Gardens with Tetsuo Tsutsumi. When Tetsuo explained to him that the supernatural is real, he accepted this fact without a moment's hesitation and vowed to help his partner solve the case. Born to a relatively well-off household, Jun developed a healthy sense of self-esteem and an optimistic outlook on life. Although watching action movies and detective series as a child instilled in him a desire to help those in need, it was the sight of Tetsuo Tsutsumi, who was in charge of investigating a case Jun was involved in as a student, that truly inspired him to become a police officer. Wait, Jun was involved in as a student? Did he mention that to him before? I thought he said it was just like he was back in school when that happened. Was he one of the classmates, or did he go to that same school? I think he said it was an elementary school though. And there was and what happened was with a high school girl. Maybe it was a different case. While Jun still maintains a strong respect for Tetsuo, he also gets much enjoyment out of making casual cracks to get a rise out of the veteran officer. As an adult, Jun continues to hold on to faint hope that the world is as he pictured it in his youth, a thrilling place in which superhuman heroes do battle against secret evil organizations. He attended the police academy with Richter Kai, who is now a private investigator. The two initially became friendly when Jun found Richter holed up alone in the reference room scouring over old crime data and invited him to go bowling, a popular pastime during this era. Okay. Tsutsumi. He was possessed by the Evergreen Beach Curse Echo while investigating the former Yasuda Gardens. Previously a member of the Secret Paranormal Affairs Bureau within the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Security Division. He makes use of this experience to investigate the ongoing large-scale curse incident with his partner Jun Erio. Rather than sitting behind a desk, Chief Inspector Tsutsumi always worked in the field as he moved his way up the police force. Behind his stern face lies a compassionate man, ever prepared to help his fellow officers. That same attentiveness to his work and colleagues, however, cost Tetsuo his marriage several years ago. Tetsuo has a penchant for candy and desserts, which he tries, but fails, to conceal from other officers at the risk of appearing soft. So like Detective Bad, I like to suck on a sucker all the time. But it's okay, because most people just think it's a cigarette. He delights in buying local sweets wherever he is sent to investigate a case, and would often volunteer to be dispatched to distant locations to acquire them while he was with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau. He's also surprisingly knowledgeable about current trends, a trait he puts down to investigation-related research, but which is actually spurred by his wish to have something to discuss with his daughter. Aww. So, do you have it?
Have what?
Spirit sense, of course. Are you what they call spiritually gifted?
Nope. Never felt anything at all. Even if I did, I'd be a lightweight at best. One beer and I'm down for the count. Buzzinga, we're doing this joke again.
Oh. Huh. Is that how people in the field quantify someone's spirit sense? Like how much liquor they can handle?
Nope, that's just me. Thought I'd help get the point across.
Oh. Huh.
Sorry, seems like I keep disappointing you.
No, it's not your fault, boss.
At the risk of disappointing you yet again, I'll tell you one more thing. Spirit sense is usually something you're born with. It's tough to develop it later on.
What? So there's no hope for me? No, say it isn't so.
Of course you were interested. Well, you never know. You may have some hidden potential. I know there's a high schooler who's got so much spirit sense that she works on the front lines. I say worked, but she wasn't paid because it was supposedly part of her training.
Yikes. Seems like it'd be in a violation of Article 69 of the Labor Standards Act.
Wow, you really know the law. No comment.
Even the occult field has workers' rights issues, huh? So, what do we do now? We've got this rite of resurrection and the curse echoes of the Seven Mysteries of Honjo.
The curse is being spread out around the city is a bit of an emergency.
It's that bad?
Now put it this way, it's like handing out guns all over town. Yeah, kinda is, isn't it?
Jeez, that's real bad.
It is. So we need to find the source and put a stop to it before something terrible happens. Usually that'd be a job for paranormal affairs, but I talked to them on our way here. The main team is tied up till tomorrow night. Was it Scooby-Doo in the gang? So they told me to deal with it myself. So it'd be fine since I have some experience.
Huh? What? Then that other time you mentioned means...
Yep, you're gonna help me, partner.
All right, let's do this!
You seem a bit too eager to dive into all this. You really have no reservations working a case you know nothing about.
You said this was an emergency. I didn't think we had a choice. I'm just trying to be logical about this, boss.
You really are something. Might actually be nice having you around.
Why, thank you.
Uh-oh. Huh? Someone's watching us. Doesn't seem like they're gonna run. Let's just keep an eye on them for now.
Freaky. Is that glasses guy? I think it is. With the hands in the pocket. They love keeping you on your toes, right? I'm like constantly looking at the back for like shit, like objects or spirits or fucking random people.
So, what exactly do we do?
If these curses are connected to the Seven Mysteries, the people who have the others should all be here in town.
Right. If there's 7 of them, that means there are 6 more out there.
And we have to stop them all before they kill anyone with their curses. And if we can, we should find and collect all the curse stones.
But, boss, from what you said earlier, killing a curse bearer gets you closer to completing the rite of resurrection. Won't your life be in danger if they find out you're a curse bearer?
Pretty much.
We can't let that happen. Should you even be out here right now?
Hiding would only be a waste of time. The mystery of the one-sided reed is associated with the Ryogoku Bridge. I was hoping we'd be quick enough to run into the one-sided reed's curse bearer. No such luck, it seems. Well, nothing else. Maybe word will spread that the cops are on the lookout and people will behave.
Let's put a lot of trust in whoever these other people are.
But it's possible that other curse bearers with the same idea will come here. Talk to anyone you see who seems suspicious.
Ugh. That means someone who may have the power of a curse? Understood. In that case, why don't I ask that guy who's been watching us this whole time?
Ah, you noticed him too. Well, good luck.
Hey, you there! Sorry to bother you, but I've got some questions. I'm with the police.
Yep.
Thanks for your cooperation. We'll be asking you a few things, Mr. Utaro Namagaki. That's your name, correct?
Yes. I don't mind answering your questions. You're a detective. Did something happen? Oh, right. Lots of things have been happening around here. Like people dying. Any burps? Any burps? Gotta keep an eye out for the burps. So, what to make of this guy? If this were a normal case, I'd be fine letting him take the reins. Because they're involved here, I should take over.
Boss, let's talk to this guy.
The man identifies himself as Utaro Namagaki, a 21-year-old college student. He was watching us so calmly. We need to be careful with this guy.
So this guy's curse says it's like if you hear the voice, right? The voice of his curse or curse echo, then that's what gets you.
So, what is it you were doing here?
Ah, he must be the incident at the former Yasuda Gardens. The dead policeman. I can't imagine a detective would come all the way out here otherwise.
Huh?
Say, Mr. Detective, have you ever heard of the Evergreen Beach?
Answer my question. The Seven Mysteries of Honjo, right? One of the Seven Mysteries of Honjo, right? Why do you ask?
I was just looking for it. Actually, I was wondering if either of you knew anything about it.
I don't know.
Not here.
Not here. If it's the Evergreen Beach you're after, you better be better off looking around the former Yasuda Gardens than here.
Oh, you know a lot about this. But that's what I thought. Detectives, you have the curse stone of the Evergreen Beach, don't you? It's interesting how this guy seems to always manage to figure this out. Is the girl around too?
How did you know?
Erio, you idiot! Ha! Well, that was much easier than expected. Ah, crap, sorry. It was a simple inference. I figured you would have taken the curse if you were just in the gardens.
If you know that, then you must be a curse bearer yourself.
I have no intentions of hiding anything. I plan to tell you from the start.
Look.
This is my curse stone. I believe it's called the Foot Washing Mansion.
That's right. Are you sure about this?
I'm not so rash that I'd kill someone as soon as I found out they were a curse bearer, not without talking to them first. You're the same, aren't you, detectives? You wouldn't use a curse on a normal person. Let's speak as equals, shall we? Interesting, and I can use the curse now. So, seemingly. All right, I'm not gonna do anything.
Boss?
Sure, we'd rather resolve this amicably too.
You're the same, aren't you? You wouldn't use a curse on a normal person. So he's trying to mislead us, right? He's lying, so it's because he's saying, I'm not so rash that I killed someone as soon as I found out they were a curse bearer. And technically he didn't. Even with Shogo, he didn't really. It took a while to open up to him before he did it. Or is it saying that because it was for the line, you wouldn't use a curse on a normal person? Does that mean that I would use a curse on a normal person? I mean, he wouldn't know that though. I don't know. I think I might be reading too much into it, but I think it's more that he's trying to mislead me into thinking that he would not kill anybody. We know, I mean, he still did eventually kill me in one of the endings. But I can choose to do it, huh? Let's go the path of not psycho yet.
Before we talk, there's something I should tell you. This is my curse stone, the Evergreen Beach, just like you thought.
What?
Boss, why would you tell him?
That's how the curse works.
Boss, are you having another senior moment? If you tell him that...
It hangs to death anyone who would try to mislead me. So if you try to lie to me, the curse stone will let me know.
Oh.
I don't have to use it to tell. Understand?
Ah ha 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 ha. That's so cool, actually. So that's why he's like, hey, I already know you're trying to mislead me.
Whoa, really? That's super useful.
I see. Understood. That's a pretty useful power for a detective.
Now then, let's talk.
Damn. Seems I've lost the upper hand. No point for petty tricks then. I'll be honest with you.
So far, so good.
There's someone I want to bring back, so I'd like your assistance in collecting soul dregs.
He's still misleading me. Can't help you.
Please, all you have to do is tell me who the other curse bearers are.
Sorry, but as a police officer, I can't just look the other way and let you go.
Please, if you help me, I'll let you two go as well.
Is that a threat?
No. It's your final warning. My curse, the foot-washing mansion. Did you really think you would escape it just by being careful? It didn't matter to me which of you was the curse bearer. I'll be taking both of your soul dregs anyway. Wait, Namagaki! The foot-washing mansion is a powerful curse and so simple to activate. It is ready whenever I need it. There is no escape from the voice of my feet.
Erio, get out of here, hurry! I'll find you later.
What? Okay. Too late. Hear the voice of my curse echo.
Voice of his curse echo? This voice, this is... Did it. I just want to see the death real quick before I, Tetsuo Tsutsumi, deceased.
Okay, I actually turned the audio, because I turned the voice audio back on, by the way.
My NicoB, you seem to have arrived at a less than favorable result. This is a mere conjecture on my part, but I believe you may be aware of a way to escape Utaro's course. For not me, yes, okay. Or I could just kill him right there.
I turned it back on just because, I don't know, just in case I might up needing it.
Okay, first watching him. Alright, get out of here, hurry. I'll find you later.
What? Okay. Too late. Hear the voice of my curse echo.
Voice of his curse echo?
Damn, I actually have the worst curse echo, don't I? Damn it. What? Why isn't my curse echo working? Impossible. This has never happened.
What's happening? I don't hear anything. Erio, now! Grab him!
Right.
Get down, nerd!
Namagaki, get down! Ah, damn it! Boss, here! His curse stone!
Good work. Give it to me.
Curse stone acquired the foot-washing mansion. Wonder if by taking it, I'll also, like... Will I also acquire its ability? Would I also have the ability to then now, like, also use the sound of stuff on people? Damn it! Why? What do you think, boss? Should we lock him up? I haven't even touched you. You can't consider that assault of a police officer.
Let him go. All we need is this stone. Hold on a second. Let me turn I'm gonna turn this back on again. I don't know. I feel like it's some point. It seems like for so far, it seems like there's no reason to have it on, but just in case, you know, you never know. I feel like at some point that could be significant. Let him go. All we need is the stone.
How could this happen? My right of resurrection.
Give it up. The right was too good to be true from the start. I don't know what happened to you, but you'd be better off mourning whoever you lost the right way. Now get out of here.
Damn it.
Whew. That was a close one, huh, boss? He'd probably be dead if he had activated his curse.
Yeah. Not sure what, but something stopped his curse.
Boss, are you okay? Does having another curse stone hurt?
Yeah. The curse from this one is flowing into me, too.
Oh no.
I saw what activates the curse of the foot-washing mansion, and the resentful memories bound to it. I see. I always thought this one was one of the stranger of the Seven Mysteries. Now I know why. This sure is something.
What did you see?
Let's save that for later. All you need to know for now is that it's a particularly powerful curse. We're lucky we took it from him quickly.
Whew.
Alright, so yeah, the weird foot washing one where a giant foot comes through the ceiling. Kills by crushing one who hears the command wash. What? She was an accomplice on Miyoji.
Alas, she did not use her talents for the good of the world or the people, but for her own selfish pursuit of beauty. After a fierce battle, the woman dragged herself through the streets. It was like something had gnawed away at her body. Will I die? I've already obtained what I need. As long as I have this. Suddenly, a terrible realization dawned on her. Her legs wouldn't move. She fell to the ground. What was happening? Surprised, she looked down. Her foot, once so beautiful and delicate, had grown ulcerated and rotten. He got her. She was on the verge of death and covered in filth to boot. Crawling to a nearby house, her breath caught in her throat. The curious residents opened up and reconciled from what they saw. My foot is so filthy, someone please quickly. The woman expired while mumbling something unintelligible, and so ended the life of a woman consumed by evil. I kind of had a hard time following the story arc here. What? After a fierce battle of what?
Well, that makes one stone. Where do we go now?
We'll visit all the places associated with the mysteries. It's still dark out.
You mean we have to do that all over again?
Hope they aren't all as aggressive as him, but people will do crazy things to bring back someone they love. It seems that the hatred the curse stones are imbued with makes people more willing to kill.
Really? Then what about you, boss?
I'm fine. I may not have any spirit sense, but I'm tough when it comes to this stuff. That's why they love me in paranormal affairs.
So you are spiritually gifted after all. All right, let's head to the next place.
But I could seemingly choose to kill there, right? Or could I? Could I not? I'm actually curious. I'm legitimately curious. It's darkened, suggesting like I couldn't. Okay, what happens?
Boss?
Sure, rather resolve this amicably too. Oh, it didn't happen. Interesting. He didn't do it. I wonder how that works then. I think it could be because he doesn't have a huge desired urge to kill or something. Maybe that's what the issue is. Like with Shogo and Haruo, right? They both have a reason. As far as I can tell, it seems like Tetsuo doesn't have a reason. Even though the spirit that the Evergreen Beach that got him did sort of suggest that you did have a desire to use the Rite of Resurrection. That's why he was picked. But I pressed the button there and nothing happened. I don't know, maybe it's the case. By the way, you guys did also mention that it's actually not possible to do this one first. You have to do this, you have to go down the murder path before going up to do this one. So you essentially cannot wake up Yoko. You'll just be stuck in a loop and have to essentially press the push button. So I don't know if it's a case of like something like that where first it's gotta make it so I can't do it, but then I could come back and I will be able to do it later. But I'm kind of thinking not, honestly. I'm thinking that he's like resisting the urge to kill, which is intriguing. All right, guys, I think this is probably actually a good spot to end things here for now. This game's really good so far. I really hope you guys are enjoying this as I am. This is a very, like, intriguing mystery game. It's got some fucking amazing ambience too, right? Like the atmo of this game and like the style and the music and shit is on point. It's got me by the balls, bro. I hope you guys are as well. If you guys are enjoying this, please do leave a like and a favorite. It really does help me out. And subscribe if you're not already. Become a picky penguin aboard the SLP, where the days are always sunny and the vids are always funny. And as always, guys, till next time, stay classy.